Right now, King 5 presents a special live event to support local kids. Tonight, you can help make sure their future is a healthy one. Welcome to Growing Wellness, an Odessa Brown Children's Clinic and Seattle Children's Special.
Hey, we are live from Seattle Children's, and this is a big deal. This is your opportunity tonight, not only to help out kids in our community, but also set the standard for growing wellness. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jim Dever.
And I'm Jean Anderson. I've been an anchor at King 5, and now I'm an advocate for kids, especially the kids who are being treated at Odessa Brown Children's Clinic, which is part of Seattle Children's. I've seen bright minds and big hearts treat these kids regardless of their ability to pay, and that's where you come in. When we say growing wellness, what do we mean? We mean going upstream and seeing what the problems are and why kids get sick in the first place, and solving those problems as well. And we can do all of this if you help us tonight.
And helping us and having you help us and help Odessa Brown Children's Clinic are our fantastic volunteers at the phone bank. So you'll see all of these folks behind me just waiting for these phones to ring. And we have a whole other room full of people also waiting for the phones to ring. Here's what you have to do. You have to call the telephone number 206-987-1061 or 866, toll free, 987-1061. Pretty soon these phones are going to be ringing like crazy because you're about to hear some of the really inspiring stories that come out of Odessa Brown Children's Clinic. And there's also some other exciting stuff going on. We have some matches from friends of ours in the community that will help you double your giving power. So watch for that as well. Jean?
Odessa Brown is a very small clinic in the central area with a very big mission. It treats at least 40,000 kids and their family every year. The work they do is beautiful work. They do it with big heart and they do it with great minds. And they do their work with such passion and such compassion for the kids. Jim gives us a tour in the clinic.
When a family needs help, we can serve them in so many different ways. There really isn't anybody else in this neighborhood or in this general vicinity who's providing that care.
When neighbors are in need, Dr. Shakita Bell is there.
I love to be able to meet a family and hear about what's going on and to be able to help them.
Oh, you have so many admirers.
I came from a very similar community in Minnesota, and when I walk in a room, I feel like I'm treating my sister and my nephew and my niece, and I feel like I see those faces reflected in my patients.
She, will ask how I'm doing, anything new like in our lives, and she'll ask about my job and how things are going with that.
Good for you. That's nice. Most of us live near or in the community that we serve or came from this community.
Dr. Bell's job extends well beyond routine checkups.
I bet you can do it.
Treating children and supporting families, the Odessa Brown Clinic also promotes wellness through dental services, mental health, and nutrition.
All of those things in one building is such an amazing asset for people to just come to one place and get all their needs met.
For this doctor, it's a dream job.
I get filled up by those little kids' smiles. It's really rare for people to wake up and want to go to work, and I'm really lucky that I get to work in a place where we all feel that way. That's priceless.
Just like Dr. Bell, so many others on the staff of Odessa Brown Children's Clinic really feel a connection to their work because they either came from this community or a community very much like it.
As Dr. Bell said, they have an umbrella of services. They treat not only medical, but dental, mental, nutritional needs of the kids, both inside the walls of the clinic and outside. When it comes to the kids' teeth, they can take care of the decay all right, but then they send the kids home knowing how to take care of their own teeth when they get there.
Open. Really? Good job.
Most people hate going to the dentist.
So this is my ear.
Tavi knows what that's like,
See? That's how it works, okay?
which is why she loves trying to make trips to the dentist a bright and happy time for kids.
Are you still nervous? See, you're doing so good.
But for the team at Odessa Brown Children's Clinic, caring for these smiles can still lead to some pain.
Little children have 20 teeth I've pulled 18 teeth on a less than 2-year-old before because of rampant decay. I'm a career community health dentist and I find this heartbreaking. I'm not tough and resolute. It's heartbreaking.
That's why Dr. Jennings and her team have a mission: to give kids the dental care their families can't afford. Alexis is just one of up to 75 kids seen here every day.
Health equity is important here. Not everybody has a fair seat at the table, and so we want to make sure that we level the playing field and that everyone's welcome.
The clinic goes a long way to make this feel like home, but this home is overdue for upgrades.
Our chairs are old. Everything we do have is a little bit old and patched. We want some more technology. We have paper charts, which is horrifying in the medical world.
What they lack in resources, they make up for with passion.
So you can use these at home too, okay? It helps your teeth.
I just like helping people in general, so just seeing the kids smile and the parents happy just to give them help and everything.
But for Tavi, it's more than giving back to her patients and her community. It's about giving back to the team that helped her, because she used to sit in these same chairs.
2 of the assistants I remember when I was a kid, they actually still work here, so it's kind of different seeing them like, oh, they used to work in my mouth, now I'm working with them.
I'm one of those people who think if you were blessed with something, you should share it. And so this is the opportunity for me to share. This is a golden opportunity for me to share. This is an opportunity to help somebody that's going to be direct patient care. And it's important to share. It makes you feel good, and it really eases people's burden. It's not an equal world, and I think we have to help each other.
All right, this is your chance to call, and right now I'm going to give you a very special offer, courtesy of our friends at Delta Airlines. For the next 5 minutes, Ashley, get ready to start that clock. For the next 5 minutes, go ahead and start that clock. They will match your donation up to the first $5,000. We're looking for you to get on the phone right now and call 866-987-1061 or 206-987-1061. Look, Crystal looks so lonely right now. Your phone was just ringing. You just got a donation from Aaron. We want to thank Aaron. And what does that make you feel like when your phone isn't ringing like this right now?
Sad.
She feels sad. Ladies and gentlemen, Crystal feels sad right now. Let's not let that happen. Let's let these phones ring off the hook, and let's help the kids with those programs like the one you just saw for all-around dental care. It's preventative dental care. It's dental care for people with chronic issues, and it doesn't matter if a family can pay or not. You're going to find a way to give them the treatment that they need and keep kids healthy in our community. So get on the phone right now and call. We really do appreciate it. Jean?
Thank you, Jim. And one of the real champions for the kids at Odessa Brown Children's Clinic is this man, Lenny Wilkins. You know him as the winningest coach in the NBA and the guy who brought the championship back to Seattle for the Seattle Supersonics in 1979. But Lenny, these kids mean a lot to you because you have a real affinity for the kids and where they've come from. Tell us about your childhood and why you feel so strongly about these kids.
Yeah, well, the kids mean a lot to me. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and my dad died when I was 5, so it was kind of a struggle for my mom because there were like 5 of us, and at that time it was very difficult. But you know, I got a chance to visit a lot of places. I've been to places like when I was in St. Louis, a St. Joseph's Home for boys, and then when I came here, I met Dr. Blanche Lavizio, and when I saw the clinic and when I saw how passionate she was about working with these young people who happen to be tomorrow's doctors, lawyers, citizens. They're our future. And it was real easy for me to get involved because I feel every young person needs an opportunity and they need someone to put a hand out and say, yeah, you can do it.
You have big dreams for Odessa Brown, and so do a number of people in the community. Can you share a little bit of that with us?
Well, you know, Odessa Brown has been such a godsend to the community. As we said, you know, irregardless of people's ability to be able to pay, they get the service. And they treat over 40,000 kids a year. That's a lot of people in the community. It makes our community solid. It makes our community well. And anytime that you can give back and make your community better, you're doing something worthwhile.
You know, every time I hear you speak about it, you say these are our kids. What do you mean by that?
Well, they're our future. They're the people, the young people that we see all the time. And when I was a youngster, there were people always encouraging me, telling me, yes, you can do it. You know, you can make a difference. And I feel strongly about that. I feel that that's something we should do.
And you have made a huge difference, Lenny, and you continue to. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jane.
As we mentioned, one of the things Odessa Brown's clinic does so well is treat the mental health of the patients who come through the doors. A lot of these kids have come from broken homes, they have stressful lives, but counselors like Mark Fadul know how to handle these kids and build resilience for them.
Sayer Washington was a little kid with big problems. His parents had just split up, and there was so much more.
My mom had cancer around the time that my dad was in jail. My dad went in jail actually on my 11th birthday.
On your very birthday?
Yeah.
He remembers turmoil at school and confusion at home.
I was gonna have more responsibilities and having to grow up like kind of on my own.
He was probably anxious and just kind of wondering, you know, how to make out different things and how life would probably turn out for him.
Marissa saw the stress and asked Sayer's pediatrician for help. He directed them to Odessa Brown's mental health services. Counselor Mark Fadul knew right away Sayer stood at a crucial turning point.
The young kid in elementary school that is acting out because of all this pain.
Importantly, the clinic puts no time limit on mental and emotional support for kids, seeing their young patients through whatever they face.
Lots of kids are put in situations where, whether there's trauma, right, violence, drug abuse, food insecurity, housing insecurity, these are all the things that we see every day here.
With Mark, Sayer found a safe place to express and examine his emotions.
He would keep asking me to tell him about it, to talk to him about it, let my emotions come out.
That outlet and the decision-making tools Sayer gained with Mark have turned into success at school and as a freshman football player at O'Day. He's protected a classmate from bullying, built new friendships, and become even closer with his mom.
She just keeps telling me that she's proud of me for just getting on the right track and fighting, even though all the stuff that's happened to me. That's what she tells me every day, that she's just proud of me.
What makes you proud?
You're gonna make me cry. Just kind of like how selfless he is. I mean, you know, you noticed it, and it's because he always thinks of other people before himself. And I love that about him.
It could have turned out so differently. Sayer knows that. With Mark as a role model, he says he's learned an entirely new definition of manhood.
You should speak your emotions. It takes a man to really tell somebody what he's feeling inside.
This transformation, right, from him to be able to be labeled as a problem child to this amazing leader, right? It's a real tribute. But we believe, all of us, his family, myself, he's a leader. He has a lot of goodness yet to come.
Do you believe that?
Yes, I definitely believe that.
He does. It's good.
The mental health counselors do such a good job. I'm joined now by the Senior Administrative Director of Odessa Brown, Arlesia Bailey. And Arlesia, we talk about the clinic doing work outside the walls of the building itself. What do we mean by that?
Absolutely, Jean. So we do a number of things outside of the walls. So, for example, we are in 4 Seattle public schools where we offer medical and mental health services. We're in an early learning center for homeless families where we offer medical services. We have a medical legal partnership where Odessa Brown providers partner with lawyers to investigate sometimes housing conditions that can worsen a child's asthma. We also know that obesity is a real problem in our community, so we have a wonderful nutritionist who will take families out and actually teach them how to shop on a budget. They'll literally go to the grocery store and shop the perimeter, and so many other things. We have an outerwear program where we make sure that our kids have warm coats and shoes, but more than anything, what my providers and staff teach me every single day, Jean, is that what kids come in to see us for, you can't just write a prescription for. I mean, we do more than just medicine.
Medicine and love.
Absolutely, absolutely, no doubt.
Arlesia Bailey, keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you.
And as Arlesia mentioned, there are a number of chronic conditions that are dealt with at Odessa Brown, obesity being one, asthma being another really, really serious need, as well as sickle cell. Take a look.
Okay, then just switch to your eye.
Meet Celia Rose Cornelius, a 10-year-old with an eye on the future.
I want to be a doctor and work here.
Here is the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic, where Celia has been receiving treatment for sickle cell anemia since she was just a few months old.
I feel like a normal kid. Even I forget it sometimes.
Hey guys!
Hello, hello.
Hey, Celia. How are you, darling?
Good.
Sickle cell is an inherited red blood cell disorder. It's a chronic disease and more common among certain ethnic groups. Patients can suffer a lot of pain.
What happens is, under certain kinds of stress, the blood cells change shape and stop blood flow, and that stopping of blood flow can happen to any part of the body.
At the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic, where 140 sickle cell kids get treatment, education and wraparound care is the key to helping patients and families manage the disease.
It's learning how to prevent pain, how to deal with pain, what other things to look out for fever, stroke, lung problems. It's bringing in nursing, social work. It's working with the schools. It's about looking at all aspects of life and how do you optimize it to avoid problems.
That's why hour-long patient appointments are the norm here, and parents are given plenty of time to talk about concerns.
And then the list.
My mother-in-law was talking about her ear and being dizziness, course of the vomiting. She fell down, so she has a little scrape.
Dr. Bender and his team are available 24/7 for patients and their families.
Boiled down to I can't imagine without Odessa Brown. We just need them.
Families know they can call at any hour. We will listen, we'll trust them. They know we're there for them, which makes them feel more comfortable as they're going through this.
So to help out Odessa Brown Clinic and all the great work they're doing, like you just saw there with sickle cell anemia, all you have to do is pick up the phone right now and call. It's 206-987-1061. The numbers are up there on your screen. Take a good look at them and call in the next 2 minutes. Go ahead, Ashley, start the clock, because Delta Airlines has ponied up another $5,000 to match your donations over the next 2 minutes. Crystal was kind of sad, I have to admit. Last time we popped in, she didn't have a call, but she has been picking up the phone a lot lately. And I'm so happy for you, Crystal. How are you feeling now?
I'm feeling much better.
Much
Thank
better.
You.
Now, you are one of the staff at Odessa Brown Children's Clinic. What do you do there?
I'm the administrative manager.
Okay, so you see a lot of the families coming through. You understand how important the clinic is in their lives.
Oh yes, it's very important, and I'm very proud and honored to work there.
We're happy to have you here tonight. Maria, how are the phones going now?
They are ringing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, all right, so keep calling. You get the chance to talk to, look at that, there it goes again. You get the chance to talk to a lovely woman like Maria or Crystal. All you have to do is pick up the phone right now and call. We have 1 minute left for those matching donations. Remember, Delta Airlines, and a big thank you to them, will match whatever you give for the next 55 seconds. So get on the phone right now and call 206-987-1061. Jean?
Jim, thank you. So you might be asking, who was Odessa Brown? She was a woman who was turned away from medical care in Chicago, moved to Seattle, and worked hard to make sure people here could have quality medical care with dignity. And she died before the clinic opened, but she was named, she has the name on the clinic, and nobody represents Odessa Brown better than the medical director, the senior medical director, Ben Danielson, who does his work with passion, compassion for the kids, and real understanding, because he's been there. From foster care, where his mother then rescued him, he made his way to Harvard, and for the last almost 20 years, back to Odessa Brown Children's Clinic. Here he is.
It's an incredible honor to sort of have even the slightest bit of shared experience, commonality with the families that you get to serve, and to sort of say, I believe in you, I really have faith in you.
Tell me about the things that set Odessa Brown apart, the key
the key features of Odessa Brown that you think maybe people don't really know fully?
Being part of Seattle Children's Hospital has allowed our clinic to think a little more, to dream a little more, to imagine doing something better, to be kind of Odessa Brown and say the status quo for healthcare is not satisfactory.
Talk a little bit about the population that you serve.
If you spend any time in the waiting room, you feel like you're in the lobby of the United Nations, like you just see colors and clothing and family structures and skin colors and languages and just different ways of celebrating that just feel kind of inspiring.
My sense of Odessa Brown is it's not just a medical clinic. It doesn't just serve children, but their families, the whole community.
Right.
Could you talk about that idea?
Somebody once told me this adage that sounds corny but is actually really real to me, that you can't educate an unhealthy child and you can't keep an uneducated child healthy. And that means that education and health care practices, those are interlinked, those are intertwined. There's a single garment there.
How would you put Odessa Brown Children's Clinic in a nutshell? I mean, if you were going to make the most compact statement about what is the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic, what would you say?
A few of my colleagues and I kind of sat down a couple of years ago now and sort of talked about that. What is it that we're about, if we had to really boil it down into a phrase? And we came up with this phrase, regrow wellness. We grow wellness.
Why invest in this particular community?
I think if you look at this community and the children who live in it, the things that you do to support their futures are the kinds of things that are going to pay back the whole community. A healthier whole community is healthier for everybody throughout the wide expanse of that community. That's actually proven in research and literature, and you wouldn't even need that proof if you walked through the door and you saw the potential that you were investing in here in this neighborhood today.
One of the great leaders at Odessa Brown, and definitely one of the great leaders in our whole community, who often says, these are our kids, yours, mine, and ours, and investing in these kids and at Odessa Brown is investing in our community and the strength and health of its future. Let's go to the phones now, Jim. I hope people are opening up their hearts and maybe their wallets or credit cards and investing in the kids in our community. Jim?
We are, look at that, it's live television. Sometimes I don't even know when I'm on camera. Do I look okay? The phones are ringing. Thank you so much. If you have any trouble getting through, just wait. We have a lot of phone operators ready to take your donations to help out the work that's being done at Odessa Brown Children's Clinic. There we go, there's another one. There's Crystal. Listen to her phone voice.
Telethon, may I take your
See,
place?
isn't it pleasant? She is so great. Now, let me tell you something. If you call in the next 5 minutes, Ashley, if you could please start the clock. We have a donation of $10,000 to match your donations. This is from Lise Crutcher Lewis over the next 5 minutes, actually 4 minutes, 46 seconds. Better get on the phone right now. Here's what you do. You just call 206-987-1061. We have plenty of operators standing by. They're working hard, but you know what? We want them to work even harder to support the many incredible programs from the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic. This is money that goes right to your community, that helps the people in your community who need the help the most. With all the programs we've talked about, from the dental program to the psychological counseling, everything you can imagine, all under one roof. So we have 20 people on hold right now, believe it or not. That's a great sign, and we want to just tell you to please be patient. It's so wonderful to have all of you supporting everybody in the community, pulling together to help such an incredible cause. And so just keep calling, stay on the line. If you have a little bit of a wait, we promise it won't take too long. We have a lot of people here to take your calls, and it is such a good sign. If you call and you are put on hold for a moment, do not hang up, because what that means is that you are with the power of giving from a whole community. We're all drawing together here, and we're doing our best for something that's so important in our community. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. for matching your donation. Let's make sure that the folks at Lease Crutcher Lewis get all the bang for their buck. We want to thank them for their $10,000 contribution. Remember, every donation you give over the next 3 minutes and 15 seconds will be matched. Double the power of giving. All these lines are open. Get on the phone right now. It's 987-1061, area code 206, or toll free at 866-987-1061, and make your giving count over the next 2 minutes and 55 seconds as Lease Crutcher Lewis matches every single donation. This is very exciting, Gene. We have a lot going on here.
And we got another offer for you. You want to be on Lenny's team? Because Lenny is one of the big supporters of Odessa Brown. Lenny, why should people join you on your team at Odessa Brown?
Because there's no better way than to help young people. And just remember, there was something I learned a very long time ago. You never stoop too low when you stoop to help a child. So thank you for your support, and call, please.
Make those phone lines ring.
This is your chance tonight to actually be on Lenny Wilkins' team. What about that? You've never had a chance like that. This is your opportunity right now. Just get on the phone and call 206-987-1061 right now.
What do you see when you go in the clinic? Because you're there volunteering and visiting on a regular basis.
When I go over to the clinic, I see nothing but tremendous support. And the people that are there welcoming, working with young people, and the young people know that when they come in there, they feel good about where they are, because it's their clinic, okay? It's their home.
I've heard parents say that I feel so lucky to have these doctors, and they say, like Dr. Ben Danielson, in my life and in the life of my child. And I know they feel so lucky to have you come and visit the clinic.
Well, yeah, the clinic, the people that work there, and especially Dr. Ben Danielson. I can't say enough about him. He reminds me of Dr. Lavizio. Blanche Lavizio was one of a kind. We're very lucky to have the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic.
One of the reasons you've become such a big supporter, you told us, was because your dad told you, you grew up knowing that if you worked hard and made a place for yourself in your life, you could then give some of what you earned away. Is that what you live by?
Well, that's what I live by, and that's what I encourage young people, is that you can make a difference, okay? You really can. So don't let anyone discourage you. Get out there, make a difference, and then as you secure yourself, you're in a better position to secure your community.
And one of the things that we know about Odessa Brown is there are big plans for the future. There's a bigger Odessa Brown coming. There are more clients that we can take care of. There's more research that we can do to make these kids in our community a whole lot healthier. So you're in it just at the beginning, and you want to begin it. You want to be in it for the rest of the journey for Odessa Brown.
When you see what they're doing right now with what they have, it's pretty amazing. You think about how you could leverage that up and help more members of the community just by actually picking up the phone. When's the last time you picked up a phone and potentially saved someone's life? You can do that right now tonight.
Yeah, nothing like it, and that's one of the other reasons why this is such a great area to live in the Northwest. It's because of the clinic and Children's Hospital. There's nothing like that.
And the generosity of the people who've supported Odessa Brown to this point and who support Odessa Brown tonight. The phone lines are going to stay open a little past 8. I hope you stay with us. We thank you for your generosity. Odessa Brown's a shining star. Thanks for knowing that.
Phone lines are open. They'll stay open as long as you keep calling. Thank you.
Thank you.